So Samoa have just got themselves the win over the Italians in what was a back and forth contest. At halftime it was close, split by only 6, and at full time in the end, split by the 8. And in this review, we're going to be looking through at what happened throughout the contest and also what is next for Samoa as well as Italy. But starting off in this game, it was a great start for the Samoans. They got the first try of the match coming from Murphy Taramai, and throughout that first 10 minutes, Samoa did look extremely strong, as if they had been together for more than just the 2 weeks that this squad has had to train. And then the Italians, they were still able to get a little bit of a fight back going. A couple penalties for the Garbisi and the early try for Monty Ioane. Overall though, throughout the rest of that first half, even though there were times when it was sunny, there were times that it was raining, at either time we saw quite a few handling errors, and mainly from the Italians. I think they'll be really kicking themselves with how many times they dropped the ball throughout this matchup. Also a try in the first half for Lewis Liner for the Italians, and then Nigel Awong scoring the last try of the half for the Samoans. It was a grubber in behind, and he did run it into the corner. So at halftime, the contest was 18 points to 12, Italy up by 6, and then that lead was extended when Paolo Garbisi scored early on in the second half. It gave the Italians a comfortable lead, 25 points to 15. So for Samoa, if they wanted to get back into this contest, they needed to change some things. They had to start making those tackles, as Italy were getting quite a few line breaks throughout the first 45 minutes. And after that 50-minute mark, that is where Samoa really did come alive in this match. There was a try for Danny Tuala, as well as the try for the replacement Afa Molele, and that was in the final moments of the game, alongside a few other penalties that Samoa were able to get for themselves. So in the end, a really strong performance from a Samoan side that didn't have those guys from the Rugby World Cup, like a Lima Sopawanga, like a Jordan Taufua, Stephen Luatua, all missing, but they still played extremely well, and the future may be bright for this young Samoan side. But they have got a game next week that will be up against the Spanish. That is taking place at 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, New Zealand time. For the Italians, their next game will be up against Tonga. So if they thought this one was physical, of course, another physical game just around the corner. That time of that game has not been confirmed as of yet. Hopefully we do find out relatively soon, and I think it will be a similar start time to what we saw in this game, if not maybe a little bit earlier, possibly on the Saturday. But overall, a high-scoring game, a great back-and-forth game of rugby, like I mentioned, and exactly what we wanted at the start of the July internationals. A 58-point game, few lead changes throughout it, but in the end, Samoa were strong enough to get the victory. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in to this very short review of the contest. I will mention in the first half, there were a few technical difficulties. Commentary did cut out at one point. The coverage completely cut out. But in the end, I think that they did extremely well to keep this game going throughout the 80 minutes for the Samoans, because of course it would have been a massive disappointment if Samoa had won that game in the end and the coverage wasn't there to be able to capture the excitement for the Samoan team. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be back with live streams all throughout the weekend of the upcoming matches, so be sure to check those out, and I will see you all for the next one.